What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Underwater FlyZone podcast. This is episode 2 of season 3, and we're running it back today with the Houstons. Thanks for coming on, y'all. I appreciate it for real.
Let's get it.
Hey, it's gonna be a fun one. This is one I've been looking forward to ever since we pushed the end button on the last one. I was like, I can't wait to run it back. So here we are.
You're right.
So let's get it. I think we're gonna just start right off here, going into my story. I already told it on the last episode, so I don't really have to get back into it. But for anyone that didn't watch the last episode, first of all, you should go watch it. But second of all, so my best friend when I was, 16 years old, back in 2017, April 23rd, 2017, he actually made a horrible decision to end his own life. Completely changed my life forever. For the next year, I was in a deep state of depression, not even knowing what to feel. It was like a dream. I didn't really even know what was going on. But then, it's approaching the 1 year, I decided to make a tribute video for him. His name was Kyle. I was making the 1 year Kyle tribute video. And it was on April 21st, and that next Saturday, it was a Saturday, I woke up, and it was just so weird because as I'm mentally preparing myself for the 1 year anniversary, I get the news that a horrible situation happened, and I'm just going to end it right there and pass it off to Matthew Houston, also known as Tribe. He'll let him take it away.
So what's going on, Pastor? Good. Thanks for letting me be your brother. But
of course.
For sure, that day, 4/21/18, worst day of my life for sure. I changed. I think everything changed, and the people around me that were close to me, we all changed. It's a day I'll never forget, obviously, as I said. But man, it's been a path, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Good road that we're on, man. We're really going somewhere, and I'm glad that you're doing tributes. We're putting the word out there for this stuff that took some great people out of this world that we both loved, and
I think the way we have responded to it is so special, and that's why I'm so excited to dive deeper into this. But yeah, so Morgan, you want to tell your little side of the story?
No, I mean, like he said, it's like getting the news that really ruins your life and it changes your life forever, and finding out that you lose a family member to suicide it's a tough one to sleep on every day.
I mean, it's the
and it's we choose every day to make it a difference, to be okay and to actually be aware of how we're feeling, because knowing that we lost Lance and Kyle to such a cruel and brutal way, it's tough.
I think one of the toughest things about it is just not knowing why, because I mean, to this day, I know in my situation, I'll never know. I'll never know what was going on, and I'll always think about bro, you had me right here. You knew you had me, and I just think dang, if you could have just waited 5 more minutes, that feeling of I don't want to be here may have passed, because emotions change so drastically.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's something that just haunts you. I'm sure it has haunted us for years. I mean, it's crazy, but it's the way you respond. So yeah.
No, for sure, and it's it's coming up 5 years for Foster.
Yep.
Of Kyle's anniversary.
When this drops, both of these anniversaries will have passed.
Yeah.
So at this point, when y'all see this, it'll be 5 years since.
And then it'll be 4 years for Matthew and I, and it's honestly mind blowing to think it's been that long.
Yeah, it is.
It honestly makes it more difficult to think.
But
for me, it's been more difficult the longer it's been. I mean, I was definitely, for sure, it was at the beginning. Of course, it was hard, but the more you sit here and think about it and realize, he's
the longer it sits in, and the more memories that are being made, and
it's not a bad thing. Obviously, I think of great memories when I feel like that usually, and that's just what I focus on. So, I mean, same thing with, as kind of we're saying, our takeaways, man. My biggest takeaway from this was just looking at the brighter side of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think about that day that he left us, but I mean, thinking about the great memories we had. I mean, I could tell you so many stories. But
literally.
Just, it's crazy, man.
It is. So I think just to get into our takeaways now, you said your takeaway was looking at the bright side of things. I think something with every situation, no matter how bad, there's always a bright side. There's always something positive you can take out of it. And you may look at a situation like this and be like, that's the worst thing, one of the worst things that could happen to a person. But I think being able to do stuff like this and tell our stories and make an impact through our story is so huge, and I'm glad we're doing it. But Morgan, what was your biggest takeaway from this situation? At least initially.
Initially, my biggest takeaway after losing Lance, I mean, for the first year, it was a battle just to get up. I mean, to wake up and to leave my bed and not to want to just, like, cry. Like, I had to walk the halls of high school for a whole year, which was the last place I saw Lance, and, like, have to be comfortable. I had to understand how to be uncomfortable, but being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so, like, walking those halls and realizing, oh crap, that's where I saw him every day. Like, I just had to get used to that.
Yeah. Literally.
And, like, it's a horrible feeling knowing that, like, I would never see him again. And so, like, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable was probably my biggest takeaway.
Literally.
And realizing that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And, like, to reach out and to get support and to get the help that I needed was probably my biggest takeaway for, like, that first year.
Of course. Yeah. I think about people like me. I did not want to cry in front of everyone. I was always trying to, like, not look like a weak person. But I would say that you're actually way more strong to be able to face these emotions and truly feel all the emotion. And you're actually doing yourself a favor, because if you push that down, it's not going to go away. It's just going to sit deep within you, and it's going to ruin your life, to be honest.
I think what's great for people like us and people mainly like me, I guess, I'm very vulnerable, I guess you could say. Like, I'm not going to hold it in. There's no that's why stuff like this happen. I mean, you can't sit there and have a problem, and it's something you can't fix, speak about it. Like, speak upon it.
You can't let it eat you up.
Don't let it,
Exactly.
Like, for everyone out there, like, I can't stress this enough. If you don't have friends, if you do have friends, I'm guaranteed you everyone probably listens has a friend they can go talk to.
Exactly.
And, like, if you have a problem, reach
If you
out.
think you can't talk to them in a real way, ask. Just be like, hey, man, like, I have something I have to talk about that, hey, like, this is real. Hopefully your friend's good enough to where they'll be like, all right, I understand.
Yeah, and if they're not your friend. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is don't, there's so many things going on in the world where in this day and age that, trust me, not everyone's days are bright and happy and every day. I guarantee you that.
Most days aren't.
Most
days aren't.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, people need to realize. Like, every day can't be sunshine and rainbows.
And then there's a right way to deal with it, and there's also a very wrong way to deal with it. I mean, some people's don't abuse stuff that, like, just saying drugs, like, stuff like that, that's going to suppress all your feelings and suppress what you really want to feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that in the last, like, 6 months, man. Like, just, I need to talk about, like, what I'm going through, because if not, I'm not going to get better.
Hurt
I'm
you
not
in
going
the
to get
inside.
better.
Yeah.
You're not going to get better.
That emotion, especially with a situation like this, it's not just going to disappear. It has to escape. You have to feel it.
That's what's so problematic about suicide is that we wake up with this problem every day. Like, it just never goes away.
Never.
Like,
Never.
It's been 4 years, 5 years for you.
Yeah.
Every single day of these 4 and 5 years, I know, for at least for me, I've thought about it every single day.
Every day.
Like, every day a memory pops up, or I think of Lance, or, like, it is a battle that we have to go through every single day.
Or you have a dream, and then they're, like, in the dream, and you're like, what the heck, they're back? And then you wake up, and it's like, the world's just teasing you, bro. Those are the thoughts that really mess with us, but like we were saying, we found the positive in this situation. We have to. That's the only way you can do it. Life is a mindset, for real. Like it says on here, life is shit. a choice of a mindset. Literally, like, you wake up every day. This is a broken world,
This broken world.
Yeah, like, and you just have to accept that, pretty much. You have to accept that things are not always going to be right. And if you try to always be happy, you're trying to be happy every single day. That's not the way the world works. It's not going to happen. But if you could wake up and choose to be positive, live life with a positive mindset, that's something that you can achieve.
Yeah.
If you could look at every situation and be like, yeah, my car broke down, but at least I woke up this morning. Like, bro, like, you could find a positive in anything.
Literally. And, like, it's so easy. It is so easy to choose the bad, to like hide and to not want to leave your room and to just hide in your emotions and to cry and to, like, just be angry. Like, it is so easy to be angry. It is so easy to feel bad for yourself. But once you make that choice to be better, or make that choice to wake up and, like, not let suicide and let the situation define us, like, that's when we turned a leaf and we were able to, like, be okay.
Exactly.
What's huge is it's all a mindset. I mean, it's all, if you're cognitively strong, if you can tell yourself that you can do something and actually speak upon it and do it, it's gonna be way better for yourself and for your own sanity. Like, I get people. There's a lot of people that hurt around the world and hurt. Like, this stuff wouldn't happen if people didn't actually just want to.
Yeah,
like,
literally
be done. And it's a mindset. Like, there's so many things you can go do. Like, don't go home and lay in bed and sit there and weep upon your feelings.
Exactly.
Because there's really no point of that.
No point.
There's really no point.
There's no point. And I think it's important to look at the little things in life, because something, like I said, as simple as waking up, that's something that every single day you could find as a positive. Every day.
Yeah.
I saw something that said, it was like, what if I offered you $5,000? No, $5 million. What if I offered you $5 million right now?
Mm-hmm.
You'd feel happy, right? That'd be
course.
lit. And then he's like, wait a second. What if I moved it up to 10 million? How would you feel then? Feel great. Like, my life is
Yeah.
life's
My life just
amazing.
changed.
And then it's like, what if I wanted to give you that? What if I would have give you that 10 million, but you don't wake up tomorrow? You wouldn't take the money, right? You wouldn't take the money. So it's like, you're telling me right now that you would feel that happy with $10 million. So why not, when you wake up every day, are you feeling that same happiness? Because literally you're saying that waking up is more valuable than $10 million. I just think it's just little things like that, as simple as waking up. This morning, I just woke up, went to church, didn't think anything of it, but it's such a, if you look for the little things like that, life is beautiful in those situations. It's like we've been saying, it's all a mindset, for real.
And also with that mindset, it's like loving yourself too. I mean,
And properly knowing how to love yourself.
and like not beating yourself up. Like, people, I've been there. I mean, I've changed a lot since the last 4 years that stuff's happened, and I changed for the better. Obviously, like, I had to, and it just, you gotta love yourself, man. Like, it's I wouldn't. Those people, if they would have loved themselves, this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. I think something you said on the first episode, which, by the way, go check out the first episode. It's a lot different than this one. This one's a lot more fire, but still go check it out. The first episode, you said something like, when you have problems, you take it upon yourself to solve them. You don't look to other people. And it's like this situation. I think one of my favorite parts, like if I have a favorite part of this situation, it was when I decided I can't put my healing in someone else's hands. I gotta do that for myself.
Yeah.
I fell in love with like doing stuff with myself. Like, I would go play Wii Sports baseball and just that'd get my mind off of it, or just go on a walk, go on a bike ride, do whatever. Just finding stuff to like get your mind off these things. Like, anybody going through anything, like, stick around for that moment, because once you find that moment, that I'm telling you, that was one of my favorite moments of my whole life. Being my own best friend. That's what I say. Being my own best friend. It was
and
great.
I agree with you there, because I do love myself truly. Like,
I not in a cocky, egotistical way.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, you gotta love yourself.
yeah, bro. And it's a beautiful thing.
And
to love
like,
yourself.
I wouldn't be who I am without the people around me. And then
Literally.
the same thing with like what I went through, like going back to like our personal stories. Like, I can name so many people right now that it wouldn't have been as easy for me to go through it if I didn't have those people in my corner.
Exactly.
If I didn't have, and I'll just say this for those guys because they're probably going to watch this, but the younger guys in Lance's grade that I hung out with, you guys are awesome. I love you all. You guys know who you are.
They are awesome. They all copped the merch.
Yeah.
Literally, they're all my brothers,
Yeah,
for
you
real.
all know
They're
who you
the
are.
best.
They're brothers
I'll
and sisters.
love you guys forever,
No joke.
but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been the same without those guys, and I bet you have the same people like that for you. And
I was
for
gonna say,
you
like,
guys.
Foster was honestly the first person that like reached out to
I mean,
me.
same
like,
thing, like, yeah, you
like I
hit
said
me
last
up
time,
that
like
day,
100
man,
people
yeah.
reached out to me and like tried to give the respects, but the only person that I actually like really felt something from and like listened and was like, it helped me, was Foster.
Yeah,
and so like, it sucks that we have to like go through this, but like, it's honestly been defined who I am now.
It does.
Like,
It does. It defines who we are, and it has made us into better people because of it. We don't stress over little problems anymore. Like, we see the value of life.
we
Like,
laugh
life is
at
so
little
fragile.
problems
Literally,
now.
bro.
We
Literally.
laugh at little problems.
And just to go back to that day, like, I remember that whole day. We talked about this before, but I used to be such a shy kid, and I was like, you guys, everybody knew you, everybody loved you, everyone knew the Houstons, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there that day, I'm like, bro, I'm really about to, should I really reach out to these people that don't even really know me? Like, and then I was like,
dude,
yes.
Foster, you become like, honestly, like genuinely one of my best friends now.
Literally,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
to
like-
this
like,
day.
Because of his situation.
Yeah.
Super grateful for that, man.
Yeah,
like you put it
Yeah,
there.
for sure, bro.
Like,
Bro, I see you up in Maryville sometimes. Like, it was like last year, and
we sit there and have a 30-minute conversation.
yeah, bro.
every
Literally,
time,
it's just like I haven't seen y'all in a minute, and now we're sitting here just having a good conversation like always. I think back to that day, and I'm like, like, don't be afraid to reach out, especially if you literally know you can help. I knew I could help y'all. I was like, I know what they're going through. Like, so I full sent it, and look what happened. I mean, literally, bro.
You full sent it. Look at us now. Underwater FlyZone is a whole nother level. It's a lit podcast.
Yeah, for real. Like, I mean, there's a reason y'all are the first returning guests. Like I want this to be like, I want us three to someday, you know, once life slows down a little bit, like, have y'all on constantly, have you a part of the squad. Like,
no, but Foster, you asked me what my biggest takeaway from this is at, like, in the moment, like a year after, but what's your biggest takeaway 5 years from now?
5 years later. Okay?
5 years later.
All right, so for a long time when I was going through this, you know, I was thinking tribute Kyle. That's why there's all these tribute videos out. That's why I did the tribute day, which is great. I wanted to keep his legacy alive. I still do.
And obviously. You have, man. I'll be honest. Like you have kept Kyle's name alive.
Yeah, I think
K-Li-7, and you know, like,
yeah, K-Li-7.
Like, personally, I didn't know him, but like,
yes, sir.
I genuinely, like, I feel like I do know him because of you, Foster.
A lot of people have told me
like,
that,
and for him, and like for Kyle's family, like Foster,
it means
I know it means the world to them, and like, you've made a difference in my life.
I appreciate that. Well, anyways.
Sorry,
yeah,
but
that means a lot, for real. That means a lot. But yeah, so I've just been trying to tribute him, keep his legacy alive. Like, a lot of people have told me that. I didn't know Kyle, but now I feel like I do. That means a lot to me to hear anything like that. But basically, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to stop living my life like in Kyle's name and start living it in my name with his motivation behind it. So that's why, like, this podcast isn't called like the KLI7 podcast. It's my own thing. It's my own Underwater FlyZone, like my new baby. That's what I call it. It's my baby. So like I just I don't know. I just nowadays I'm like, I still think about every day.
Yeah.
I still live with the same message. I'm just like, instead of, I guess, almost dwelling, I'm not dwelling on the past anymore. I'm kind of like using it as motivation, and
it's your grind.
Yeah, and like being uncomfortable. Like, if this never happened, I would not be doing this podcast. I wouldn't. Up to even being president of Sig Ep, I don't think I'd even be president. I don't think I'd even be talking to y'all. Like literally, like, I don't even know. Just, this has changed my life completely. Made me realize, like, life is fragile. You don't have time. Like, you're in control. Like,
there's
you're
no
in control.
time to dwell.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just made me be on the go, be on the, you know, I don't want to sit around. I want to be getting stuff done.
Yeah. Matthew, what about you though? Like, what's your takeaway from it now?
From now, it definitely made me. I think about. I wouldn't say I'm an overthinker, but I definitely like recast everything that I do. I try not to act a certain way sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't even say it like that, but it's like, from how I've worked on myself for the last 4 years, I've changed every year.
Mm-hmm.
I've become a bigger person, I think, in my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough, I think, for someone to do that and then speak upon it just saying, but where I've come from, where I was,
which was
not good.
Not good.
Not
yeah,
good.
I know. I mean, I could relate.
Not good in what way though? These people don't know.
Yeah. I was depressed, man. I was depressed. Very overweight. Just
bad eating habits.
Bad. Yeah. I just didn't care anymore. I really didn't care anymore. Substance abuse maybe, but nothing crazy like that. For
me, I mean, it was almost like he passed his suicidal thoughts to me, and I was going through that same thing, dude.
That's exactly.
Like, just to be honest, like, it was a while, man.
Like, I know at least it took about a year for me to be okay with just being in a room,
literally,
with my family.
I mean,
or like being able to look at myself in the mirror and not wanting to just cry and run and just sit in the shower and just absolutely bawl my eyes out. Like,
yeah. I mean, going to a therapist was probably the biggest thing I think I did for myself, because a third party that is not a friend nor family that will most of the time listen to you and then also give you feedback on what you're saying and like telling you how you feel, because like we're people. Some people might say therapy's blah. I'm sorry. I mean, if some people need to hear the third party, and I really needed to hear
Exactly.
the third party.
I never went to therapy, and I just, it wasn't for me, but it's for certain people.
yeah,
Like,
like,
yeah,
it's not
like I'm
for
glad to hear
everyone,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, Matthew. You personally don't know this, but I actually went to a therapist for the first time 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And you know, after Lance died, a lot of people were like suggested it and was like, Morgan, I thought it would be best. And for a long time, I was really hesitant. And I was like, I don't need somebody telling me how to feel. Like, I don't want to talk about my emotions to somebody who has no idea what I'm talking about. But then, like, I realized, like, about 4 or 5 weeks ago that I genuinely was in a dark place and that, like, a lot of stuff happened to me and I was choosing to allow myself to get into a dark hole again. And, like, I was feeling bad for myself and, like, my mindset wasn't okay. But then I made that choice to, like, talk to a third party. And honestly, it didn't help me as much as I wanted.
Yeah.
But, like,
It also takes time.
yeah,
takes time.
and like just me taking that step to realize and understand that I wasn't okay and to go and get that help was just so like relieving.
Yeah.
And like to know that like I was trying to do something to help myself helped me so much.
And I felt this pressure, the same thing she's talking about. If you go do those things and talk to that person and get it off your chest, it feels like there's a pressure lifting off your chest.
Literally,
like,
bro.
Once you get it out, you'll feel 100% better. I promise you that. So that's why I said talk to a friend.
But it's hard. It's hard.
It is
It is
hard.
hard.
And I
It's
get it.
hard.
I get it. Talking to a friend, this is just me coming from myself. I love all my friends.
Mm-hmm.
There's some of my friends who, hey, like I don't want to have that conversation with, but there's
feel
some
that.
of my friends who I'll tell them everything or just pour it out sometimes. Like it's all upon you.
It's okay to be vulnerable.
It's okay to be vulnerable. You can be a guy and be vulnerable. You talk all those tribute videos.
Yeah, literally.
You give speeches about Kyle. Like, dude, like that's you talking about you.
Yeah.
Like that's coming from yourself. That's
Yeah.
you being vulnerable.
Yeah,
Exactly.
literally.
And this podcast, I wouldn't say. I mean, it's also like entertainment, but you're also being vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
like what you're saying, but it's like realizing, understanding, and being okay with how our emotions and feelings affect us.
and it's okay to be
Is a
sad
whole-
sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
bro.
okay to be
It's
sad.
actually very important to be sad sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, and how lame would life be if you just were happy all the time? Like that would just be the same thing over and over. That just ain't me, bro. I think sadness is very important, and I think I said something like this earlier on this episode, but. You know, you have to feel that. You have to, in
Yeah.
order to get over, or not even get over, but advance and get better and like grow from the situation, you have to feel this. You have to accept, and also you have to accept the situation. That's something that I struggled with, was accepting
I
the
struggled with
situation.
that for
dude.
about 3
And
years.
and I didn't even accept
Yeah.
all. I thought I accepted all of it, but I still had thoughts of like, it couldn't have been on purpose. It
Yeah.
like just stuff like trying to justify like a
why
fake
he
narrative.
did it and why they did it.
I'm
And,
like, dude, you
yeah.
just gotta accept. And then I'd even get. Sometimes I would get like mad. I was like, dude,
I
like,
would get so
Same.
angry.
yeah, just so
Same.
mad. But it's like, dude, we don't know where they were at.
No.
So like,
And-
and honestly, getting angry is only hurting us.
Us.
It's only hurting
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
but what helped with me with that is like, you could say yeah, get angry, but like, that's also why, as I said, I surrounded myself with certain people.
Yeah.
They were right there. I bet you said the same thing. Those people were right there with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there with you, and as I said, like you even said this, like you have to grow from yourself. You can't rely on other people to
Grow through what you go through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when it comes to a situation like this, yeah, there was some growing together, but at the same time, it's like you have to tell you, like we all. You're all your own mind. You're in your own
Yeah,
brain,
yeah, you-
obviously. But
yeah.
the thing, what I'm saying is like you have to grow yourself. Like what you said, like you have to grow yourself. But at the same time, for everyone,
There's people around you who can help.
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
important to let
Reach
someone
out.
else.
You got to know when you need to reach out, and you got to know when it's time to just do it yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But it's like-
yeah. When I reached out to you, I couldn't heal you. You have to heal you, but I
Yeah.
could help you. I could give you advice. I could comfort you when you needed
And you
it.
did.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
if it wasn't for you, honestly, Foster, I don't know if I would honestly be here.
Yeah,
Like straight
like,
up. Like Foster.
I've had people like that
you,
too, bro.
You changed my mindset on this whole situation, and like from the get go, I hate that you had to go through what you went through a whole year by yourself.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
You went through that a whole year
What
and
was
had to
tough-
experience those emotions alone, and I'm like I feel bad.
You probably
Like
had
I'm
to-
sorry because like
Dude, it
Foster, if it
was-
wasn't for you, I literally would not like be able to have the mindset and the emotions that I feel about it today because of the type of person that you've like made me.
yeah, I mean, you gotta have those people, and I knew I was like, I can't. I'm doing such a disservice if I don't reach out. That's why I was like, I have to reach out. And I think I didn't go through it alone, but a big thing for me was Kyle was in 8th grade. All of his friends were in 8th grade. I was a sophomore in high school. Nobody. I don't want to even really. I'll say it. There was a chick in my class, and she everyone was posting on her phone.
About to irk me?
Bro, it might, but it was everyone was posting Kyle's picture on their phone. And she was like, "Who is this kid? Where did he even come from?" And I'm sitting there in class. I'm like, "Bro, what?" Because I went to school the next day, bro, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, "What?" Because people just didn't understand that I was friends with him. I was so much older. I don't know. It was just it was definitely tough, but. I still had those people. I had big person. This is crazy. I had X, the rapper. That dude, I don't know what it was, bro. But that dude would go live and be talking to me, bro. Everything I was feeling, he'd be saying, and I was like, how is this?
Those albums he dropped there, those two.
It's the
X and Juice,
craziest
dog, let's
timing,
be honest.
bro. Yeah. X and Juice for real.
Those guys.
But no, I mean,
Right.
it just that year was definitely horrible.
Yeah.
But
that's and you just say horrible and I know my heart
horrible can't even describe.
no that's not even
that's not even half of it.
Horrible isn't even a good word. It's
sucks
literally
for-
there's no words to express
No, there's not.
the feeling of
I hate to say, I'm gonna speak for traumatizing. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It sucks, but I mean, man, it's what happened.
Yeah. And
it's what it is, but
it's what
I mean,
happened,
y'all been
and-
saying that I helped you guys so much, but I just want to tell you guys, you helped me as well. The situation was so horrible, and helping you guys actually helped me as well, because
Yeah.
that night, it's really weird. It's really weird. People, I don't even know if they'll believe it, but this is the complete truth.
I was gonna say,
That-
did you actually reach out to me on the day that Kyle died? Because
The day that
Lance
Kyle
died the
died?
21st and Kyle died the 23rd.
No, I reached out that Saturday when y'all found out.
Yeah.
But anyways, that Friday, because he did it on late Friday, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
Something like that.
it was Saturday at
It was-
2 in the morning, but
yeah.
technically it was Friday night.
So
yeah.
that, I'm not even kidding. Oh, that's weird that it was 2 in the morning, because it was 2 in the
was
morning for
literally
me
2
on that same
It's
night.
literally 2 in the morning.
Like,
Or
don't
somewhere around 2, 3.
Don't
in the
even think
morning.
I'm capping when I say this, because this is the complete truth. If you don't want to believe me, God knows the truth. I'm telling you, this is what happened. It was 2:30 a.m. for me. I'm sitting in my room, and I was bawling, bro. I was it was the lowest I'd ever been. I was making the tribute video, just reliving all these memories. It was a horrible time. I just kept feeling like nobody understands you, nobody cares about you, and I literally wanted to die. I was ready to go out. That was the lowest I'd ever been in my life that night, at that time. And then something just spoke to me. It was I said this on the episode 1, but it was your parents are downstairs sleeping right now, and you know they'd give anything for you.
Literally.
You got grandparents, you got family members, you got friends.
Brothers, sisters.
Literally, I got my
cousins.
brother in the room next to me. I'm I'm really feeling like this right now, and I just felt what am I even thinking? I ran downstairs and hugged my mom and started crying, and she was asleep. She didn't even know I did this, but then I ran back upstairs and just went to bed. Woke up the next morning, and my mom told me that, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "What the heck?" It was
Literally.
just the weirdest thing, and so I'm telling y'all, the lowest point for me was not. I mean, the day he died technically was the worst day of my life, because that's what changed my life. But the worst emotions I ever felt was that night, and the next day I wake up, hear that news, helping y'all pulled me out of that, dude. Seeing you guys, what happened to you guys, and me being I could help these people, I have a purpose of living, this is what I need to do. And I hit up y'all, I hit up Gunnar, Reese, all those dudes, bro, all those dudes.
Like you said that was your moment of a difference.
Yeah,
I would say my moment of a difference of realizing, even though at the time I didn't necessarily see it as this, but looking back on it, it was the moment when Matthew, myself, Andrew, and then Katie, which was Lance's sister,
yeah,
when we all had to walk in together and see Lance's body laying in the casket, and we got to view him for the first time,
yeah,
and seeing him still and just cold and lifeless, that was the moment when I looked at him, and we all saw each other, and we all looked at each other, and we realized that we never want to have to do that again. And
Yeah.
seeing your cousin at the age I was 17, and seeing your 15-year-old cousin laying there lifeless, that was the moment that I was okay, I look back on it and say, like, that's the motivation. Like,
And-
I never want to feel those emotions that I felt when I had to walk in and see him like that.
And you never want anyone else to feel those
Never.
emotions.
I
Literally.
never. I don't want a single person to feel what I had to feel in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, my stomach skips a beat. I mean, not my stomach. My heart skips a beat every time.
Yeah.
I think about that moment.
Yeah.
And, like, I never want to experience that ever again. And I hope that I can, like, change somebody's life so that they don't have to feel that.
I mean, and just basically what she's saying, like, if you're there for someone, like, basically, like, what we've been through and, like, stuff like that, like, I hate saying this, like, I know who was there for me and I know who wasn't. Like, it's the truth.
Yeah.
I can relate to that
Yeah,
for sure.
and-
Yeah.
And, like, there's, like, you know who your people are, like, stick with
your
it.
people.
Stick with
Yeah.
it. Like,
And check up
and
on
I know people change,
too.
and, like, trust me, people can grow apart and still be good friends. That's
Dude,
Yeah.
we've
yes,
changed
yes.
a lot
changed
in a year,
tremendously.
bro. Since
Yeah.
we recorded last, we've changed. We've
for
changed,
Dude, we've grown so much.
literally.
Like,
I mean,
if I'm being honest, like, I feel like I'm more emotionally and mentally aware of myself more than I ever have.
yeah.
And, like, I don't know if it was, like, I thought I was emotionally aware of myself 2 years after Lance died.
But no.
You
not
keep
at all.
growing, dude. You
Not at
keep
all.
growing.
Like, I grow every day.
Yeah,
Like-
I thought I was at my senior year of high school. It was about 2 years later. I think that was about
like, you
2
think
years
you're
later.
so wise then.
Yeah, I was like, man. But looking back, I was like, I was so lost back then, dude.
Literally.
Like, oh man, that's just everyone can relate to that. Everyone can relate to that because you keep growing in life. You're never gonna reach a point where you're like, I'm fully healed.
know, like,
You're gonna
100%.
keep going
Yeah.
forever,
You're
bro.
never gonna plateau in life.
No.
Or never.
There's no plateau.
That should not be your goal, at least. Like,
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you can have I want this, yada yada, whatever, money. Yeah, but
Yada, yada.
socially, you should never plateau.
When
That's
you
just
feel
me.
when you feel that you have plateaued, that means you got more work to do. Because listen, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, bro. That's how I was viewing this semester of school. Like, just to get into more like today, what I'm dealing with today.
Yeah.
I was looking at the semester and I was like, I want this to be my job in like making vlogs and stuff. I think my vlog's on behind us, but like making vlogs, doing this YouTube stuff. Like, I would love for this to be at least like a side job for me. I was like, I want to go all in.
Dude, honestly.
But I was like, bro, I'm president of a fraternity. I got tons of, like, this is my hardest semester of school right now. I was like, all right, my goal is 2 vlogs this semester, get season 3 started, and be the best president I could be, get the best grades I can be. And I'm like, bro, what? I got too much right
And, like,
here.
I
And then
thought
I
we
look
got-
at my time, I look
Yeah.
what I've done, and I'm like, my goal was 2 vlogs. I got 6 out. My goal was start this by April 18th, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. It's not even April 18th yet, and we're getting episode 2. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm starting to just,
it's like,
and I feel comfortable with all this. I was so overwhelmed, and I'm
was
so
like-
comfortable.
I was like,
So I'm
am I
like,
gonna-
all right, time to add more.
are you okay with me, like, sharing kind of what you told me at the beginning of this semester?
Yes, bro.
So
I
Foster-
remember this phone call. I was tripping that night.
Foster, like, I don't know, did I reach out to you or did you reach out to me?
I-
And, like, we were both kind of like, yo, we're both not okay.
Yeah, we're like,
we both, like, genuinely were like, yo, like, I'm not okay right now. And Foster was like, I'm not okay either. Like, let's have a call.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so Foster and I got on the call for about, genuinely, I think we were on the call for maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
it was 45 minutes.
Like, we
So
were on the
remember, it was
call
40
for a long time.
I
but
got
it's
weird
like-
memory, dude. I
it's
knew
like-
it was
it's
45
like
minutes.
Foster calls me and he's like, Morgan, like, I'm wearing myself thin. I'm not okay. Like, he's like, I got so much going on. I don't know what to do. Like, he's like, he just was genuinely told me he wasn't okay.
Burnt out.
And
that was what it was.
you
I
were
was
burnt out. And, like, the semester had just started. So I was like, Foss, like, you can't be feeling like this. Like, like, school started last week, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude, it was.
I'm
yeah.
like, I know you're, like, he's like, Morgan, like, I don't know if I can be president. And he's like, I don't know if I'm the dude for the job. And it was like, I was like, Foster, like, you are the man for the job. Like, nobody else could do it but you. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason why your brothers forced
Forced
you
you
to
to
do
be
it.
there,
Like,
yeah.
Low key, yeah.
and it's like that conversation, like, I think, like, it pivoted
And
me
I-
to understand that, like, to reflect on my own emotions. But it's like that, us reaching out and, like, telling each other that we weren't okay, like,
It
is
just
what,
shows-
what we needed.
That's the type of friendship us 3 share. It's because just what we've been through, dude. Like, people, I've sometimes sit in class, sit in a room, and I'm like, there's all these people in here, but if I tried to communicate my emotions to anyone in here, they would not understand.
No.
Even, like, just people that haven't been through
But
this
at the
could
same
never
time, but at the
feel-
same time, we can't make that assumption either.
Yeah,
like,
that's
true, that's
like,
true.
There are
like,
people like
You look in a classroom. There's 20 people in this classroom.
Yeah.
Each of those 20 people
Have their own story.
their own story.
Have their own story.
And
yeah.
if we just sat down. If you could just sit down with those 20 people and say that you're not in a classroom and you just poured your heart out for about 20 seconds or for about 2 minutes, and you opened up, holy crap, you could probably change at least one person's
That's
mind.
true.
It's called being vulnerable, especially
Yeah.
like new people. Like this is one of my things I tell myself, and I used to not want to be with stuff like that happening. I just feel like, oh, I don't ever want to get that close to someone ever in my life. And,
Dude, yeah, I feel
and what
that.
sucks is that's unfortunately that can't happen as a I think just being a person. You have to have like you
You
need
got-
people in your corner.
You need people,
You
bro.
need
You
people in
need
your corner.
support.
And what I can say is
You need
I
to
have
feel the love.
and I am the
Exactly.
person that will go talk to that random person that I've
Yeah.
never met before and have that vulnerable conversation. If they're willing, if I think they're going to listen and maybe get some, and I'm going to get something out of it, I really want to have that conversation because, as you guys just said, you don't know what
That's
anyone's going
facts.
through. I mean,
That's facts.
And trust me, I've heard stories from other people, random people. There's unfortunately, there's worse things that
Bro,
have happened.
life
There's
is
a lot.
shit.
There is
life
worse things.
Life is shit.
You are not gonna go through your whole life and not deal with
Problems.
something
Some
that
adversity.
something that
Some
changed.
adversity.
Yeah,
Some adversity,
like literally, bro. It's not even possible.
Doesn't
it's not
matter.
even
There's
possible.
no way.
It's not impossible.
But it's like
Yeah.
finding that corner,
Yeah.
being comfortable with asking for help, listening, properly listening,
And also-
engaging in the conversation,
Exactly.
and just having an open ear.
I
helping
think
yourself.
Yeah, I think being able to listen is such a huge thing too, though, because I think we could all agree that we've been talking to somebody about our problems, and then it's like they just start talking about theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you could talk about in a conversation. You got to share your own side too, but you need to at least like hear the person.
Yes.
And like you don't even have to really give them advice. Just being able to listen, at least for me.
Like listen and
It's
shake
huge.
your head is
Good
Facts.
way better than
Facts.
like
Yeah.
that's better than what you think.
Literally, dude. I think, yeah, but going back to like the classroom thing, I think, I guess what I was just trying to get at is like, people, like, no one could ever truly like feel the emotions I felt, and I can never feel the emotions you felt.
No.
Like even me giving you advice, I hope I didn't already say this earlier, but I helped you, but I didn't know every thought. Our situations are still different. They may be very similar, which allows me to help you.
Like I said, like you lost a friend, we
Yeah,
lost a family
but you
member.
have thoughts that
Yeah.
I didn't have. You
Yeah.
had emotions that I didn't have. I had emotions you didn't have.
Yeah.
Like it's just different, bro. And even you guys are twins, literally, the like same situation.
But we have different
it's
thoughts as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you guys had different
Like-
experiences, different memories. It's just
And one thing that I know we kind of already talked about this, but this is like how I would say how I got through it. Basically, was like a mind over matter thing. Like, like you have to. I don't care who you are. If you can tell yourself you're fine and believe an ounce of it, that's better than nothing. Like
Yeah, literally.
Like dude, like you have to believe that you're like if you can tell yourself, okay, I'm okay right now, calm down. Like in a situation where you're not feeling the best, and you do. Hey, that's better than most people, I would say.
Yeah, literally.
If you can believe, if you can tell yourself, just be mentally strong enough to be like, I'm sad right now. I need someone to go talk to, and then actually
Talk to
go
someone?
and talk to someone. It doesn't matter if it's
That's
FaceTime.
sister snaps.
It doesn't matter. It
That's
doesn't
some
matter
sister
if it's
snaps.
FaceTime. It doesn't matter if it's your mom, your dad. If you're comfortable enough to talk to them about your feelings, please talk to them because
Literally.
there's, as I said, there's just stuff that wouldn't happen. You wouldn't feel as bad, trust me. As I said, it feels like there's a pressure lifted off your chest. If you have something you really need to talk about, and trust me, you know if you do, go talk to someone.
And
Yeah.
like it's easy to take the high road out. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Don't be the
Like
low
it's kind
Joe.
of like
Yeah, don't be the
like
low
Kyle
Joe.
and Lance, I hate to say this, but like they were cowards in a way. Like they weren't
In a way.
they weren't accepted.
But
like,
they were also strong for
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
did.
And like-
I could, even if it doesn't matter, I couldn't do that. Like even
Like-
if when I was that sad, no way in hell.
No
now
way.
knowing
No way.
knowing what my family has gone through and like seeing my grandpa cry for the first time and seeing your uncle and seeing your family members that you would never expect to see at such a low moment and seeing them at their low moment, it is life changing.
Yeah.
And like
It's also like super reassuring to see them now, though. Like as I said, it's been 4 years. To see them now, and some of them have grown, and it works both ways with like dealing with family. And I mean, you don't. I mean, this is what sucks about it. Like with it being like such a tight knit family,
Yeah.
and us like it changed, obviously. Like, there's nothing...
Our family dynamic changed.
Like, there's nothing that was going to be the same about that. And, like, as a kid, I guess, and, like, going through that...
Literally, we were a
super,
kid.
super hard.
We were kids.
Super tough.
Young.
We still are kids.
Still are.
Yeah, super tough. And, yeah, I mean, if someone's going through something like that right now, and
just
shout
please
out to
reach
you.
out.
Yeah, shout out to you. I mean, you'll get through it.
Please reach out.
It's not easy.
And understand it's okay not to be okay.
And,
Literally.
and
Like, it's okay to be uncomfortable.
Very,
Like,
not everything's gonna like flip like a light switch with you one day.
No.
I mean, there's gonna be
It
some
takes
battles.
time.
Yeah, and then most of the time, I hate saying this. Like as I said, it's so important to be mentally strong, but there's gonna be battles with yourself because that's what your feelings are yourself. So if you're going through something, it's mind over matter thing.
And it's also important to know that pain is progress.
Yeah.
If you are feeling pain in your life, you are progressing in some way. You don't grow in your comfort zone. You grow out of your comfort zone. So if you're feeling horrible ways, horrible pain, that's very uncomfortable. You're going to grow from that. You're going to become a better person from that. So find encouragement in that, and also find encouragement in knowing that when life is down, there's going to be a come up. You're not going to stay low forever.
Be, you know?
Life always evens itself out. That's what my dad told me. So it's like, when you're low, know that there's better days coming. But on the flip side, when you're up high, know the worst days are coming, because that's the way the world works. You're never going to stay on the top forever.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's something really important to
Everyone's
important
human.
to know.
And that's what I think other people need to maybe
like
hear that too, is
yeah.
like, you don't know what people are going through. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if you're the nicest person in the world or not, like, at least think about someone else's feelings for at least a second. Like,
Literally. Or like before you make a mean comment. Or
a lot of peers
Yeah.
around, like a lot of peers I know probably around our age, like, I'm just guessing, they'll probably judge you before they give you a compliment, I'm guessing, just being honest. And
like, you probably honestly, you judge somebody before you even have a conversation.
yes, and everyone does it.
You
and
make your
can't-
presumed assumptions
yeah.
before, and it's just who we are as humans.
Yeah,
But it's
it
like,
is. It is.
I mean, you also gotta think about it. Imagine if you weren't judging, like, just said, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
you don't know, like,
just like taking that out and just going to be a human and just saying what's up. Like,
Just knowing that every single person has a story. Every person, no matter how horrible or shallow it is, everyone has a lowest moment in their life. I mean, my lowest moment before this was when my dog died. Like, that was horrible. And if we were talking about that, I'd be sad. Like, that would at the time, that's what it was. But it's like, don't compare your story or your situation. Like, they hear our stories, they're probably like, "Oh, my problem seems so little now." No, bro. No, your problems are so valid. Yeah, like, don't lose yourself in comparison. Like, if you have an issue, feel the emotion, open up about it. And we're at 42 minutes, but so I just kind of want to get the last grand slam out here. But just before I want to get into the next final thing, the therapy thing, dude. It's like, I sometimes wish I gave it a chance, because at this point,
you still can.
Yeah, I still could.
That's the thing, though. You still can.
I think about it now, though, and I'm like, I really don't think I need it. I don't know what I don't feel, at least in this moment in my life, I don't feel like I would have much.
Just to speak
See, but that's what I gotta,
but hold on, this is what I want to go on. So, I didn't really, like, with talking, this is just with my personal experience. I'm not going to go obviously like all the way in it, but with the extension of how long I went, which was probably like a year, for like every like once a month, I progressively got better. But at the same time, like, obviously, like, going and having these conversations with my therapist, like, you realize like what your problems are.
Yeah.
You realize why you kind of act the way you act. You get some answers, I think, or that's just what it was for me.
You can understand
and
yourself
then
better.
I understand myself, and I can help myself when I'm not.
Yeah.
But like
I
I said,
am
like, I went to a therapist for the first time, like 2 weeks ago, and I thought that I had genuinely, like, kind of figured out Lance and like my whole situation and my mindset with it, and like the whole grieving process. Like, I thought I figured it out.
Yeah.
But then when I went to her, and like she kind of like opened me up to a whole nother level. Like, she was asking me questions, and I was like, wow, like.
Well, what was some of the stuff she was asking, if you don't mind me?
If you remember. They ask you a lot of, like, I'll just say this. They ask you questions that, like...
I wasn't expecting
this is,
to hear.
yeah, no.
Really?
Like, but the thing
Like,
is, there's the answer behind it is really meaningful. Like, it's like
Okay.
an answer that like
It's like
we
the
wouldn't
question she was
say
asking made
probably-
me realize that
Like-
I understood more of the situation than I actually thought.
Okay, so I mean, maybe I will go try.
No,
it.
like I'm
That'd
like
be cool.
it made me think like. I'll be honest. I actually walked out of it thinking like I don't know if that really helped me because like the whole time she was like Morgan, like you have your mind pretty right.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what's right and wrong. Like
Yeah.
Also,
she's like,
yeah.
you've gone through, you've been through a whirlwind.
Yeah,
And she's
literally.
like, you've known, you realized it, you're comfortable with your emotions, but like, I still walked out of it thinking like, wow, that was nice to get it off my chest and to like,
I hate saying this, but a third party, that's for me, like, two valid reasons is it's not a friend. He's not there to be your friend. He's
Yeah.
not there. It's not your family. So they're not
Yeah,
gonna tell
facts.
you what you want to hear.
literally
either.
like,
Yeah.
So, like, it's a learning experience for one thing, and
Yeah.
that's a like a therapist. It's like a how I see it. It's like a real like they're
honestly,
they're
the
speaking
hardest
facts.
part,
Yeah,
the hardest
they're
part
speaking
is
facts.
They're
reaching
trained.
out and like
Yeah.
getting the help.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like a friend is perfect too to get help.
It,
But
yeah.
a therapist,
You also have to
it's a
trust your
scary
friend.
idea, but I'm telling you, it's worth it if you like
Yeah.
put a chance.
I don't know. I'm glad. I'm glad. I wouldn't change anything about my story. I like how I did it. I like how I just kind of just ate the freaking pain. But at the
Yeah,
same
we
time,
ate
it
the
was
pain.
like, I don't recommend that though.
Everyone-
Yeah, bro, we all ate the pain.
It's
But
'cause
like,
we were, as I said,
Bro, we were
I think-
children.
I
We were
think-
15.
we
listen,
were
You were-
so.
you
I
were
was
15.
16.
You were 16, and
But
yeah,
listen-
we were
No.
17.
Yeah, I was 16. I was 16. I was about to say,
we were
was I
17,
15?
or we were 16, 17, but we were all. I think all three of us are strong-minded people. Like we
Yeah.
definitely believe in ourselves. Like
Yeah.
we can tell ourselves something and like we can do it and like stick to that. But like I think that's also why like we like ate the pain. Like
Yeah.
We tried to be
We
strong-minded
tried to
and
be-
like
We
to
did,
hide it
dude.
and like be that. We were trying to be like the concrete pillar for everybody.
yeah.
And
a
like
way,
we
yeah.
like at least I know I was like all my friends were like, "Yo, Morgan, are you okay?" And I was like, I
Yeah.
try to be strong
Like-
and like I tried to hide my emotions, but like it took me about a year and a half to realize, Morgan, you need to feel Lance's dad.
Like I tried to be there
Like
for
you need to like understand it and like
You need to accept all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
And, like,
Not- if you
every
leave
single part of it.
1%, leave 1% deep down somewhere, it's
Still
gonna
gonna
sit
hurt.
there and it's gonna come
it's gonna
back.
hurt. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna eat you from inside.
Literally. I think I'm definitely at a point where I've accepted all of it. I think I got to this point a while ago. But I don't know. Sometimes you even just have those little
Those
thoughts and it's
days.
like, wait a second. I don't
Or
know.
like you have that one
And-
memory, or like
I'll just
Yeah.
say this, like for what I've been going through, like just like recently, last couple months, like I don't know about this is for me, and I know Morgan knows about this. Like with her, is like April's like just a tough month. man.
April's a tough month,
April's
dude.
just
That's why I wanted to do this.
April is a
I want
tough
to start this in
month.
April.
like
yeah.
April's
April
just
is a tough month.
tough month. Like there's just some nights and days where obviously we think about
What
it.
it is
it's
is
just realizing that like in 11 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
In 11 days, I'm not gonna lie, it's
And even,
reach out to me, make sure I'm okay, because that
Yeah,
day's gonna be
it's
tough
gonna
for
be
me.
rough.
Reach out to Foss in 12 days, or not
Yeah,
12, 13 days.
But dude, it's like even just the weather. As the weather gets nice, it brings back memories. It's like
Same, bro.
it was
No.
like this is the same weather it was the
Right
day.
Like yeah,
Yeah, it's like then when it pours down rain, it's like Kyle's funeral was just freaking
Downpour.
monsoon, and it was like
Yeah.
when that happens, I'm like, dang, it brings back memories. Dude.
Literally.
Look, something as simple as the weather can do that. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But all right, 48 minutes. I don't want to end it yet. I want to say like if I was gonna like this is your message, what you want to give out, like this is me.
All right.
What would you want to talk about? What do you want to get into? That was like the toughest
honestly,
question.
the like last phrase I probably like. I've already said this today, but like, it was me being comfortable with being uncomfortable, and being able to realize,
You're right.
understand, and be comfortable with suicide, and the emotions and feelings that it brought upon me. Is what's defined who I am today,
Yeah.
and like being okay with not being okay.
Yeah, I like.
And then for me, man, I would just say it's okay to not feel okay. All I'm saying is if you don't feel okay, help yourself. Don't, because all three of us have been there. If you don't sit there and not do anything, it is not gonna get better. You're not gonna help yourself, man. And
It'll just get worse.
it'll
if you
just
hide.
get worse if you hide, and especially if you hide from yourself, because you know yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
if you sit there and just, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I mean, dude, like for me, like, dude, going to do something, doesn't matter what it is. It could be going to work, could be going to the gym, could be doing whatever.
Yeah.
Could be going fishing, whatever. That helps. It doesn't matter if you're
playing Wii Sports baseball.
Yeah.
That was me.
And so basically, what I'm getting at, man, is also that's being strong-minded. I mean, cognitive, like, keep your
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter, but also keep your mind healthy. Like, be smart. Like, I'm not. I'll just be honest. I'm not textbook smart, but I am mentally very smart.
Feel that, bro. I feel
mentally
that.
very smart.
Yeah,
and it's facts.
Boy,
I mean,
you funny.
I think something that might confuse people is we've been talking about, face the emotion, deal with it yourself, but then reach out. It's like you got to find the fine line. You gotta know when the time is when I can't do this alone. I need to reach out. I need help. Or when there's the time when it's like I need to just power through and like accept and like. I mean, if you can't accept the situation, you are going to be sitting in a stagnant, just same spot forever. You need to accept and you need to grow. Accept and grow. That's a huge thing, man. Huge thing.
You got to grow through what you go through.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, that was lit.
Yeah. You got to grow through what you go through.
50 minutes on the dot. Wow. We said it would be 50 minutes. So here, I mean, I guess, is there anything else before we end this off? I don't think this is the last time we'll do this, but for now.
All I can say is keep your attitude up. Like, don't get down just because you're feeling down that day. I mean, trust me, not every morning I wake up feeling like sunshine and rainbows, but you can make the day sunshine
and it's like, pay attention to your friends.
Yeah.
Be aware of what they're feeling.
Be there for them.
Be a human.
Yeah.
Don't be wake up and like if you miss a friend,
say hi.
And like you're hesitant to reach out, don't be.
Don't be hesitant.
Like go reach out, say what's up, call a friend, FaceTime them.
Yeah, dude. I reach out to you all.
Call that
all
lady
the time,
you want to
bro.
hear from.
Yeah.
Dude, I think something.
Call that dude that you think's hot. Like,
bro.
reach out. Like, you don't know.
I mean, you for real only live life once. You don't know
literally,
what
you
it's
could
gonna
die
end.
tomorrow, and like,
and you might. It might not even. It might even be like that. You might. I mean, you could die tomorrow, or someone around you could die tomorrow. We woke up not thinking.
Like, I thought Lance would be in my life forever.
Biggest blindside ever,
literally.
Bro. And
He's
so,
younger than me, man. Like,
yeah, but like a part of us died that day, though. So like, yeah, we didn't die, but like who we we're not the same.
No.
Whatever I was doing at the time, it was irrelevant. I had something else to worry.
It was so irrelevant, man.
So it was just, I don't know, just really don't take life for
irrelevant.
granted. Pay attention to the little things. Reach out to your friends. That's a huge thing. You got to reach out to your friends. You got to have those conversations with them. So you're not like how I was feeling. I mean, I was like, damn, like why didn't I ask him how he's doing? I was innocent kid at the time, didn't really think anything of it, but like now that y'all heard our stories, please take action. Don't let it go over your head. Just take action on this.
That's all I can ask.
Yeah, and I'm right. Last thing I want to say, don't be striving to be happy all the time. Live life with a positive mindset. Much better way to live. If you strive for happiness, you're always going to be let down because that's just not how it works.
You can't be perfect.
No,
nope.
not possible. All right, y'all.
Foss,
we ran it back.
Thank you, bro.
We ran it back.
Thank you for inviting us today. For real.
Of course.
It's a blessing, and I'm
Yes,
so
sir.
grateful because this underwater fly zone is heat,
Yeah.
fire. I
love the shirt.
I listen to every episode as you should. He has great people on here 24/7.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Excited to edit this one, man. We got 3 cameras up in here. This is gonna be crazy.
But
yeah, all right.
you.
Well, all right. So episode 3 with Adam Harbor dropping next Monday. So stay tuned for that. Love you guys. I got some editing to do, so I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, we'll
appreciate it.
All right, there we go. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
We outlasted the list very quickly. And I was like, all right, we're freestyling now.
We're freestyling. I don't.
I tried not to say anything that I already said, but I
mean, it's okay to say the same thing you already said, though, because it needs to be said. Like, it needs to get across.
I don't know when this turned off.
30 minutes. It cuts off.